Check it out, check it out, check it out. It's the man with the plan, no other than your brother, the mighty J.O.E, coming back at you with another edition in the days of hip hop. And today I'm doing another album review. One of the, to me, one of the greatest gangster rap albums ever, from the world's most dangerous group. You guessed it, N.W.A. Niggas with Attitude. Man, this group hails from Compton, California. It originally consisted of Arabian Prince, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, DJ Yella, Ice Cube, and MC Ren. But before their debut album, Arabian Prince had departed ways. But if you look on the album cover, Straight Outta Compton, he's still on the album cover. And man, this album, it contained the hit tracks Straight Outta Compton, of course, Fuck the Police, Gangsta Gangsta, Express Yourself, Dope Man, Compton's in the House, Parental Discretion Advised, I Ain't the One, and a few more. But man, just the delivery of man, Ice Cube was like the lead guy, you know. Man, his voice, like you could feel the anger in his voice, man. His voice was, to me, the most powerful of them all. Hard-hitting lyrics. And man, you had MC Ren, man, he was a great MC in his own right, man. Straight to the point, you know what I'm saying? Another one, you know, with hardcore lyrics, a great flow, man, and they complement each other well and easy. Just his unique voice, man. You know, he was no doubt a star in his own right, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, I don't think a lot of people know the D.O.C. He contributed on that album too. I think he wrote on that album also, man. You know, so shouts out to the D.O.C. You know what I'm saying? And Dre and Yella behind the boards. I think that album was recorded, they say, in like, I don't know, like 6 weeks. It was released, I think, the beginning of '89, like January or something like that. If I'm wrong, you know, I stand corrected or whatever. But like right after they released Easier Said Than Done, maybe like a month and a half before, something like that. But this album was did just like that, man. You know, I think they say they worked on it like 5 days a week. It wasn't even that long. But I know Dope Man and it was Dope Man and 8 Ball. They was on the album. They was kind of like, those like older songs too. So you know what I'm saying? So they already had a few songs. I think Dope Man was released when they did, I think that was out when they did N.W.A. and the Posse, the like compilation album. So yeah, but other than that, it didn't take them long, man. You could tell. I'll get into another video later when they did their last and final full-length album, Niggas for Life. But you could tell the production, like it hadn't, you know, Dre had really matured from Straight Outta Compton to Niggas for Life, because back then typically they were using a lot of break beats and stuff like that, you know. And with Niggas for Life, man, he got into like people coming in and playing instruments for him, like playing things for him. Like if they did sample something, he would have them come in and actually, I think instead of just straight sampling, just play it over. So yeah, he started really getting into his groove as a producer, man. You know, that was like Niggas for Life, like was like the intro of his coming out party as a producer. But for us, this album, man, it was with the singles of like "Fuck the Police," very controversial. I mean, they they got arrested in one city because that was one song they was not supposed to perform. That was stated in the contract of the tour, and I think they just went off and tried that shit anyway, but it didn't go like they thought. Maybe it did, but their ass got arrested. But still they had video for Straight Outta Compton, which I think that got banned, or it didn't. I think they tried to ban it, or they banned it from MTV. Which, if you go back and look at the video now, that shit ain't nothing compared to what going, videos, after that. You know what I'm saying? All they was doing was just running around like they running from the police and got thrown in a paddy wagon, some shit like that. But just back then, I think it was just more about the lyrics. You could tell you could tell like a cheap video, but you could tell the upgrade when they did just drew a blank when they did Express Yourself video, that was a dope video and a dope song written by none other than Ice Cube and performed by Dr. Dre. So that one that was a dope song in itself, man. Especially I think the remix is it's the video of, because it wasn't like that on the original album. Dre added a little bit more to it, like a little hunting sound to it, so made it a little eerie sound. But yeah, it was dope as fuck, man. And to me, man, I think they could have, if they could have stayed together, I think they could have went a whole lot further than what they did, man. But I think with money comes greed, man. And I think Jerry Heller came in and played that divide and conquer type shit, and Easy fell for it. You know what I'm saying? He kept Easy close to him, and I think, man, that was like when Q left, it was the beginning of the end. But they did hang in there long enough to put out an EP, 100 Miles and Running, and followed it up with Niggas for Life. And if you ever see Yellow video, he was like, by the time they finished the Niggas for Life, man, they was done. They was over with. Group had been dissolved by then. I think they was able to put out a couple videos. They made a couple videos before the album, and they didn't even get the tour off that album. So by then, man, Jerry and Easy. I mean, yeah, Jerry's the mastermind behind it, but I think Easy, he fucked up listening to Jerry, man, and kind of sacrificed the group for Jerry. But young and not knowing, man, and they say when the money started coming in, it started coming in, man. Shit was coming in by the boatloads, but it wasn't trickling down to the rest of the group. You know what I'm saying? And Ice Cube was just a little bit more aware than everyone else, man. And when it came time for them contracts, man, they never got paid up front, and no advance, no nothing for the first album. The contracts came after about the last of the tour, and that was advanced for the second album. So, and that was like some crazy shit. I never heard nothing like that. No contracts at all for the first album. You usually sign a contract before you record. Well, no contracts until the end of the Straight Outta Compton tour. He come with contracts and checks. By then, niggas was starved out, so cats weren't reading it. They just, no lawyers, no nothing. Boom, just signing it. And then, to me, I mean, I don't know, but it just sounded like a conflict of interest, because you got Jerry, you got Easy. Jerry, the manager, and Jerry owned part of Ruthless. So when you have a problem, who the fuck do you go to? They had no lawyers, No nothing. Jerry just threw the contracts in front of him, bam. Sign it, you get the check. You don't sign it, you don't get the check. But yet them niggas had them put in the work. But they were so starved out, they mad at Q, they figured, man, shit, everybody else signing, why not you? You know what I'm saying? But it took Q to do what he did. Everybody else had to, figure it out down the line. And then after a while, yeah, he was right. He was the only one. Yeah. But at the time they couldn't see it. They just thought, man, hey, shit, man, why you want to fuck up a good thing? But really, Jerry was fucking up a good thing. So, and that's what happened in a nutshell with them dudes, man. Could have been so much more as a unit. Could you imagine Ice Cube releasing a solo album on Ruthless, Ren, Dre, you know what I'm saying? Or at least if they wasn't under roof, if they were still unified as as N.W.A, man, that shit would have been incredible. But but in reality, man, fate would have it. It wasn't meant to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that. And they had the DOC, man. The roster was, that's all they needed, above the law. JJ Fad, the one that really kicked it off for them. Kicked it off for Ruthless, rather. Kind of funded everything else because that's where they made their money off of JJ Fad, Supersonic, the album and the single. So but I just think Jerry, man, once the money started coming in, man, he took advantage, man. He knew he had him, because true enough, he helped them get the deal with Priority or whatnot. But after then, when the money started coming in, dude knew, he kept Easy on his wing. He knew once he got Easy locked in, that was it. Because Easy was ruthless. Him and Easy. So like it goes back to what I said, if you got a problem with the company, who you gonna run to? Your manager? Nah, he the label. So you fucked up anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I say, man, it was one of the going back to the, why I shut it down, going back to the album, man. It was to me one of the dopest albums ever made, man. Hands down. Bunch of great beats and samples, hardcore rhymes. Like direct, right in your face lyrics. Unapologetic. That's what it was, man. And no radio play, of course. With that, and still did over 2 million. Back then, man, that was crazy to do it like that. And I think '88 was the year for the West Coast, man. With Straight Outta Compton going double platinum, Easy Does It going double platinum, Too Short going double platinum. It was just, I think that's the year everything started to shift in hip hop, man. The direction of it really started to shift that year there. That was a major breakthrough. And they the ones that really contributed to that, you know what I'm saying? Good, bad, or indifferent, however you may feel. To me they played a very important part in the rap game, hands down, How you feel about it, everybody have their own opinion about things, so you know how that goes. But all I'd like to say, man, thanks a lot for, hope you tune in, hope you check out the video, hope you like, and I hope you subscribe. Please subscribe, please like. Until next time.